welcome outside to see the fruits of your labor. These are the school gardens here at the 4-H and County Extension Office here in Okaloosa and Crestview. We have Sheila here. This is part 2 of the vegetable and flower demonstration that we're trying to teach you. So I'll turn it over to Sheila, but first make sure you like our 4-H Facebook page, UF-IFAS, Okaloosa County 4-H, and follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel at 4-H Okaloosa County. Make sure you keep 4-H first when you search that.
So we've gotten a few things established. We have some lettuce that you'll see along this edge. And this is the end of our winter crops because this lettuce is going to be harvested. It's getting awfully warm for some of these lettuces. But we've also established the tomatoes and the squash. So think about those parts of the plant that you wanted to eat. And remember, one of those was the leaves. So with the lettuce, that is the portion that we want to eat, or these leaves. And so these can be harvested on a regular basis while you're growing the lettuce, and you can take portions off the bottom of the plant, just enough for you to eat that day if you wanted to. But as the plant gets bigger and bigger, ultimately you'll need to take away the entire plant, because this is the only portion of this plant that we eat is the leaves, and they are the things that like the cool weather. So the warmer we get, the poorer they're going to do. So you want to harvest those real soon if you've been growing some lettuce. And this is the end of our lettuce for this year. And we've started with our summer plants, the tomatoes and the squash. These tomatoes are just about a month old now. They've been in the ground for almost 4 weeks. And you can see that they have already expanded up the stem and are now starting to flower. So there's your tomato flower, and you can see that the stamens are sticking outward. As soon as they start to open up a little bit, you will be able to see inside where the pistil is, and we hope to have some insect traffic, some insects that'll go in and out of those flowers in order to get those pollinated. And we'll know that when the flower petals fall off, you'll see the tiny little fruit, the little tomatoes that are forming behind it. And yes, it is technically a fruit because the seed is inside of some sort of food storage. And in this case, it's the tomato fruit itself, that round structure. But if you'll come over here, you can see what's happening with our squash. These 5 squash are getting ready to flower. This will soon be a flower, and it will open to a large yellow petal. Well, squash is a little bit different than the tomatoes because some of them will be male flowers and some will be female flowers. So when that flower opens up, we need to see, does it have the stamens or does it have the pistil? And the insects will have to move between each of those in order to get it pollinated. If you don't have enough insect traffic, the insects are not hanging out in that area, you can certainly do it yourself with a small paintbrush or Q-tip. And they do also sell sprays that you could put into that flower in order to get it artificially pollinated. But those are what we're going to watch over the next few weeks, is what kind of flowers do we get on our squash, because we sure hope that we've got enough females here to get some good fruit on these. Now the final one that we're growing out here today are our potatoes. So I'm going to walk over towards the potatoes. We established the potatoes in the baskets so that we will be able to harvest these very easily. These all started as individual sections of the potato. It needs to go in the ground about 4 inches deep. So we were able to put these deep into the basket and then add additional soil over the top as it grows. And you can continue to add soil to these because each layer now allows for more underground stems. And we call them tubers. That's the part you eat, the potatoes, the underground stems. So we're going to watch these grow. We've got several different stems here. We've started to see a few little insect eggs showing up. This is going to be some sort of moth, so we're going to have to keep an eye open. The baby moths start out as caterpillars, and they chew holes in the leaves. So we're going to have to see how much of that we can tolerate or whether we're going to need to control some of them. And then when these flower and the stem above ground, all those leaves and stems that they're being supported, start to decline, they start turning yellow and falling down, we'll know it'll be time to start looking for our potatoes in the ground. So I hope you enjoy watching us over the next couple of weeks as these develop. And we're hoping to have a really good harvest here. Sorry you can't join us, but hopefully you can put something in the ground at your home. It's not too late. Plants are still available. And it's an excellent time in the spring to get these vegetables started. And nothing's better than nice, fresh vegetables. Thanks for joining us. Hope to see you in the near future.